Hey guys, how's it going? It's Anthony. Hey, I have a pretty interesting video today, and I wanted to share it. I kind of didn't know how to share the information, so I just kind of wanted to preface it by saying that I found out a way to take control over properties for zero out of pocket. So I thought that was pretty cool. There's a saying, and I'm terrible at saying, so I'm always going to botch them for you, so you're welcome in advance. But there's a saying that's like, it's not about what you own or your property, how many properties you own, it's how many properties you control, right? Leveraging debt and that kind of stuff. So check this out. I've been able to take control of properties for zero consideration. Even my attorney's like, they should probably give you something, like anything, you know, give them something. So I'm like, okay, cool. Sounds like a deal then. $100, $10, $1,000, whatever the number makes sense. But yeah, I've been able to talk to people and get them to just hand me over stuff. How am I doing it, right? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. And the simple answer is just combing through a lot of data. That's it. Talking to a lot of sellers. So right now I'm pulling Listsource Leads for a penny, right? So that's only going to be for 50,000 records and higher. So if you guys want to, you know, pull that many records, you know, 100,000 and up, 50,000 and up, then let's get on a call. But yeah, that's how I've been doing it. I've been combing through a lot of records. We have some Listsource strategy, some Listsource data that I'm pulling now for dirt cheap. It's real-time data. It's not recycled or anything or old data. And then we are blasting out to sellers. And yeah, I've been able to connect with a lot of people. I met with a brokerage here in town, and we did a training on land sales, and that's what we did. We sent out our initial blast yesterday, less than 1,000 records, and I got an appointment. They set an appointment for me Thursday at I think 10:30, and it's going to be a house sitting on acreage. So I got a bunch of new land strategies that I want to share, but I'm going to probably make those for a different video. It's not as saturated as houses, and land is a very, very interesting game because it leads to development and some other cool stuff. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. So how am I doing it? You talk to a seller, right? So and again, it's talking to a lot of sellers, especially land related stuff, because they have no use for it. They're losing money on it. They're having to pay taxes on it. So it's actually costing them money. So these people are willing to hand it over to you. So I have two right now that I'm working on. 5 acres in South San Antonio area, 14 acres in the Dallas area. It's just dirt, right? So these are land leads. There's actually a house on the 5 acres here in San Antonio. I haven't seen the one by Dallas yet, but so that means it has infrastructure. Everything's ready to go on the property. The owner owes $20,000 in back taxes. He says, hey, if you can figure out what to do with the taxes, he says, it's yours. I'll deed it over to you. You guys do whatever you want with it. You want to develop it, build houses on it, whatever. He says, actually, I don't even want the cash because I'm just going to spend it. He said, I would rather get payments. So I've been talking to those people more and more and more. I just did a flip house, same thing. Girl handed it over to me for zero consideration. I did the rehab on it. We listed it at retail. We got an offer first day that it went live on the MLS. So yeah, man, that's just a quick little strategy I wanted to share with you, is that if you talk to enough sellers, find out what their motivation is, right? Because here's where everybody's running into a brick wall. You're calling them and you're making them some dumb offer. You know the property's worth 200, and you're like, I'll give you 40,000, and they just hang up on you and cuss you out. And you're like, oh, that didn't work out too good. So what I've been doing is I've been offering them full asking price. They're like, hey, I know it's worth 120. I know you're an investor. I got to get at least 80. And I'm like, hey, sir, I'm not going to give you 80 cash. I'm not trying to go broke and give everybody full price. But what I can do is this: I'll give you the 80 if you can deed it over to me, for nothing. Let me develop the property. Let me fix it. Let me let me improve the property, and let's list it and let's get full price for it. Because sometimes a lot of these sellers, they do want to sell, but they're not dumb. They're not desperate. So what you got to do is you got to find out where their emotional hot buttons are. Do they just need 5,000 to pay medical bills? Do they just need 10,000 to kind of get out of a hole? And you'll be surprised what people will hand over to you for minimal to zero consideration. And that's what I've been doing. So I've been saying, hey, what are you trying to get? What's your best option? What are you going to do with all that money? I'm asking every single seller, what are you going to do with that money? That's a pretty cool question to ask, and people are happy to answer it. They'll tell you exactly what they're going to do with it. But that's what I'll do. I'll get them on the phone. I'll say, hey, how about this? I'll tell you what, I do want to get closer to your offer. I know I'm pretty low, and that's just a cash price, right? Remember, my terms, your price, your terms, my price. So that's what we're trying to do, is figure out, what do you need? What can I do to help you? What would make your situation easier? What would make your life easier? How much cash do you need to get caught up? What do you need to get back on your feet? A lot of times they say, you know what, honestly, I don't need anything. I don't need any money at all, but I'm not a sucker. I'm not going to take, I'm not going to give my property away. I'm glad you said that, sir. I actually do want to offer you full price. But here's how we need to do it. I need to improve that property. There's no way I could sell it for that much the way that it is. So if I can, cut in a culvert, if I can knock down some trees, if I can clean the property up, trim the trees, if any kind of improvements that I can make to the property, I'll do that out of my pocket. I just need you to just sign it over to me. What do you mean? Yeah, so you'll sign it over, deed to me. You'll be a first lien holder position. You're still going to get your full asking price, but you give me some time to work with the property. Give me 30 days, 60 days, 90 days to improve it, and then we'll list it and we'll just get full price on it. So if you're willing to wait, I'm willing to give you your full price. But if you're looking for that cash offer now, here's my cash offer. If they say no big deal. I'll tell you what, sir, I'm going to go ahead, just keep that cash offer in your back pocket. And if you ever change your mind, you have my number. Is it okay if I follow up with you here like in the next month or something, or 2 months, just kind of see how you're looking? Yeah, sure, that's fine, Anthony, go ahead. Yeah, I'll be here. So they gave you permission to follow up with them. They have that cash offer in their back pocket. I even had a lady text me back the very next day and said, hey, can I ask you a few questions about your offer? Boom, $50,000 deal. So that's what I'm looking for, stuff like that. But if you want to start, the more sellers that you talk to, the game gets easier and easier. So here's how I imagine it. Every single seller that you talk to, your chance of closing a deal starts to go up a small percentage each and every time. So you talk to one seller, you got a 1% chance of making a deal. You talk to 2 sellers, you got 2% chance of getting a deal. You talk to 3 sellers, and so on. So just talking to a whole bunch of people puts you in a pretty cool position, because you never know who you're going to come across. And this is a whole new strategy from just offering them some crazy low ball, wholesale price. It's like, hey, I'm going to give you, some dumb number that's kind of an insult. And they're like, no, I'm not a moron. I'm not going to give my property to you for free. I'm not desperate. I'm not dying. I'm not bad at math. So you say, okay, cool. Well, I will give you full price. How about that? But I'm going to need it on terms. I'm going to need some time to do something to the property. So that's it, man. It's that super easy. You can run into a deal, without even trying. So if you guys want to talk to a lot of sellers, if you want to pull Listsource data, real-time data for 1 to 2 cents, send me a text message. I'll put my number somewhere down below. And what I'll even do is if you work in the San Antonio area and you get some leads here, I'll go and I'll talk to the people. So even somebody who does a flip house, right? Instead of giving them a crazy lowball offer, let's give them a fair offer. If it's reasonable, we'll come in, we'll do the development, I'll put up the cash, we'll get their house remodeled, we'll get it ready for the market, and we'll put it up for sale. But more importantly, land. I'm telling you, everybody's sleeping on land. I love it. That's my main focus. So if you want to work with me, just let me know. If you need help getting a hold of a lot of data, if you need help with skip tracing, marketing. I'm starting to provide marketing as a service now. So I worked with one brokerage already. They got leads instantly in the first day of the campaign. Actually, within an hour or two. She said, hey, I'm about to launch the first campaign. And they had an appointment booked for me within an hour or two. I have another training I'm going to run next week for a pretty decent sized wholesale operation. And they're spending like $20,000, $30,000 a month in marketing. I went into their office as a consultant and I slashed their marketing budget in half in like 30 minutes. So I'm going to work with them for 3 days next week. They're just going to pay me a consultation fee, and I'm going to do that. So kind of just seeing what I can do, who I can work with. But if you guys get any leads in the San Antonio market, South Texas, I'd be happy to partner up with you. If you want to comb through a lot of data, if you want to blast a lot of leads all at once, send me a text message and I'll be glad to help you out so you can get properties for zero out of pocket. I promise you it works. I'm doing it over and over again, and I'll make a more detailed video about this strategy soon. All right, thanks everybody. I hope you guys are killing it in your business, and stay tuned and stay blessed. If you haven't liked or subscribed, please do so now. Share it. It kind of just helps the channel. If you have any questions or topics that you want me to make a video on, send me a message or send a comment, and I'll kind of keep trying to keep people engaged that way by letting you just tell me what you want me to work on, and I'll keep sharing my knowledge as I gain it. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for watching.